Some of the other things that happen, and obviously, there's a few things that happen to be criminal as open cases, so I don't expect you to comment on that at all. But have you changed how you moved, or move around? One of the things was that you got caught with a weapon in New York City. Mm-hmm. Obviously, open case, you don't got to speak on that. But what I thought, I was like, man, this guy's one of the biggest artists out. Mm-hmm. He got to be moving with security. He got to have people in it. He has to have a team around him that, of course, you probably are in well, not necessarily inferior life, but you got to make sure you're safe. But has that changed how you move even with your team?
I don't really know what to
just situations like that. You know what I mean? Have you changed how you and your team either move in terms of security or anything else? I don't know why I expected to hear a different answer. Yeah. All right. Yeah, we're not going to talk about that too much. Hey, I don't know if you can talk about this. The situation, we seen some shit on the Ring camera. Apparently it was your sister and your mom going at it. You weren't in I looked at the video, you weren't in it. But I've always said this is kind of the price of fame, right? You've given your siblings, you're giving your family members a platform. And now anytime anything they do, and again, these are problems that happen. Sister fight with brother, sister fight with sister fight with mom. But now everything is, that's Polo G's sister. That's Polo G's mom. How do you look at that situation, and do you gotta, I don't know, call a family meeting and be like, listen, this does hurt the bag a little bit because people all tie you to me?
It's definitely a conversation. I feel like throughout my career though, we always keep shit tight, or just always reconvene with each other about everything, or just coach each other through certain situations on how to go through shit, But it's possible for anything to go left, though. I feel like that's just one of them situations. I personally feel like it ain't nothing that I will read too much into, because I know my family better than anybody, and I feel like everybody got family issues, so I'm looking at it more so from that perspective than feeling like, it's the end of the world, because people see that my family can have problems and issues too. Because
everybody else family. So for you, you care about it more on the family side than, oh my God, you guys are hurting my brand.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a realistic way to look at it. So, a lot of people looked at even, and this was one of the, I remember this got posted by everybody. This is back in the day, and I think some cop was messing with y'all, and your mom was pretty vocal and was pretty much defending you. I think even your sister too. Mm-hmm. They were trying to lock you for some false shit, right? Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of people at that moment was just damn, that's dope. Your family being there with you, they genuinely love you and they're standing up for you, right? Is that one of the reasons why, it feels like you've never left them behind in terms of you as the rapper, but you're what, just look at me and don't look at my family. That's private. You're no, these my family members, and you've given them platforms too.
Yeah, I'm just a real family oriented person, and what way I was raised is that's something that we put before anything. You put family before anything, and the moment and second that I got my shining spotlight, I was willing and ready to put it on my family too. That's just the type of person I am. Just wanting to see my peoples do good. And starting out, everybody had a hand in what I had going on. My pops was setting up my equipment on tour. My sister was my tour manager. My mama was my actual manager. I probably had my little brother playing hype man for me at certain shows. That's just the type of person I am. I want to see all my peoples winning and doing good, and being with me if I'm doing something good. So it'll inspire them.
Yeah. So pretty much you're saying they were all part of your success. So for me, I look at it like this, and I wonder, have you ever looked at it like this? Because the more successful you get, they also become a target of other people,
Yeah.
right? They become a target of people making up lies about them, maybe a baby mama or maybe a nigga who's gonna be lying on them or trying to take advantage of them. And I know for me, like, man, I feel like I signed up for everything. So whatever comes with it, I'm good with that. But like I want to protect my mama, or I want to protect, like, you know, like my brother hit me about some shit. Was like, yo, some random person text me, blah blah. And I was just like, yo, I get them threats every day, but like he never got them threats ever. So like I felt bad, you know what I mean? Like, have you ever had that mentality, or they've just kind of seen the experience with you, so it's not like something you got to protect them from?
I ain't gonna lie, my family different though. They can hold their own for sure. I don't feel like I gotta protect them for nothing. I just, like I say, I have my conversations with them to know, like, to be mindful of certain things. You know, like, especially with my siblings doing music, it'd be more so a criticism thing, like how to handle that. But like, all in all, I feel like they pretty smart. They can hold their own.
Oh, that's the worst. For one time, and I felt like I was almost reversing the roles with my mom one time. She was in my comment section arguing with a fan, and I was just like, nah, you can't argue with a fan, because now I know how fans get. The fan gonna say something to you, and now I gotta get crazy hot. I heard your mom say before that, you know, when you guys were younger, she pretty much made sure that you guys didn't have to like do all these weird odd jobs, and she basically as a provider, like she was trying to make sure she did as much for you guys as possible. Is that something where you now look back and be like, damn, if those sacrifices made for me, I got to pay it back forward almost?
For sure, 1,000%. My mama really stood 10 and taking care of us, being primarily just taking care of us, making sure we were straight, like doing the best jobs that she can. So of course, I feel like that's every like young black or young person, period, coming from my circumstances. They want to make sure they OG straight. So that was definitely something in my mind as soon as I got to where I was going.
How do you balance like egos of people around you though? Because here's the thing. Sometimes you might, okay, everybody's getting certain type of shine, but now they might start feeling like, man, I'm an IG influencer now. I'm a super rapper manager mom now. You get what I mean? Like, egos come into play, and those could clash. But also there's dynamics, right? You know what I mean? Shoot, you know, your mom's your manager, so it's like your mom might be like, nigga, at the end of the day, you my son. Fuck what you talking about. You know what I mean? How do you deal with those things? Because you're still at the head of the entire business, and you gotta wear multiple hats.
Yeah, with that, I just check shit. Even a friend, anybody who working with me, just check a motherfucker where they fall short though. And
is that easy to do all the time though?
No, because you know sometimes them difficult conversations to have when you care about somebody, but you definitely got to check a motherfucker where they fall short all the time.
Would you fire somebody? Like, say it's one of your day ones, a nigga who used to be on the block with you. You say you got him in a role right now. He's somebody who help out on tour, but he fucking up. He might be not taking that serious, or this happens a lot. He might be like, man, I've been with Polo before all this shit, man. Like, man, I could slack off. Y'all niggas been doing y'all job, but I could slack off. That happens. So how do you have you ever had to have one of those kind of conversations? Because that's the tough ones, because that's your man's, and he's looking at you like, nigga, you've always talked to me as a friend. Now you talking to me as a boss. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I ain't never really had to have them type of conversations with my homies. I feel like everybody, we like in that regard, we all on the same accord though. Like, but if I had to, for sure, I'm gonna get rid of a motherfucker if I feel like they ain't helping the cause or hurting it, for sure.